Well, good morning, friends. Happy Saturday, which is what today is. We're gonna do another weekend vlog. I'm just loving spring right now. It feels so peaceful and so fresh and productive and tiring, but in the very best of ways. Like, man, going to bed with our bones tired and waking up just so mentally refreshed the next day feels really, really good. So I'm very glad that you're here. We are actually, me and Rosie, our oldest, are about to head out to watch some of her little friends play a t-ball game. Annie didn't sleep great last night, so she's kind of just now waking up, and she and Nicholas are going to hang out around the house for a little bit while we go do this. My mom's gonna come with me and Rosie. I grew up on a ball field. My mom played ball all her life, including when she was pregnant with me and thereafter. My dad played ball. Like, I slept on so many dugout benches at 3-4 in the morning because they were in co-ed ball tournaments, and it was just so much part of my life. So I fully anticipate that my mom is going to be even more on the train of getting Rosie signed up. I just don't want to add one more thing to her plate right now. So we're gonna go and cheer on some friends and hopefully try to keep Rosie off the field until they're done. And then in the meantime, the coach, one of our friends' moms, is actually one of my friends and our preschool director, and they've been battling a lot of like respiratory stuff. So I'm going to put together some tea for them with some of the herbs that I have back here in my apothecary shelves, and yeah, just wanted to start there and take you along so that you can see some of that. I got some disposable tea bags from Walmart. They came in yesterday, so I'm gonna go ahead and just maybe make 4 or 5 of those for her, and then also put a little bit of local honey that we've got on the shelf in a small jar for them to use. I know that they use honey, but I don't know if it's local or if it's you know, like store-bought and mass-produced. So that's just what we're gonna start with. Just the sounds of a normal Saturday morning. Let's do this. So, lavender chamomile for sure. Hello, Nani.
Hey. Paw Patrol. Woo! Do what?
Annie didn't sleep good at
Are
all.
you not sleeping good? Are we going to the game?
Yeah, but just me, you, and Rosie.
No.
Yeah. And it's going to be a chore to keep her off the field because she's already told Granny she's going to play baseball. Okay, so that was a super fun time. So many of our friends from school are in that league, or they have siblings in that league, so it was basically just another day of school, but at a different place, which was a really fun change of pace. Now I am taking off some grocery bags that we had over our pepper plants. We had a couple of pretty chilly nights the last couple nights, and as much as I would like to invest in a hoop greenhouse or a legitimate greenhouse at some point, I didn't want to do that just for the 2 nights that I needed it. We got down to 45 degrees this morning. Yesterday morning was 47, I think. So nothing absolutely crazy, but these glasses won't stay up on my face. But we do have warmer days ahead, so it shouldn't get back down that cold, at least for the next 2 weeks that I'm seeing on the forecast, is what I'm trying to say. So I think we should be good from here on out. I just wanted to make sure that we didn't ruin our little plants. And on top of the 2 full-size plants we have these little sprouts, 2 of them. So I have been putting toilet paper rolls over them and then using a grocery bag over it. So they seem to be doing quite all right. We got about crazy chickens. There's my broken greenhouse. Sad, sad. But we got about 3 inches of rain this week, so everything has been very well watered, which is nice. It's the lovely part about spring. But now we are gonna go hang out with Granny for a bit. And Nicholas is helping his brother next door with some plumbing, and the girls are just hanging out.
Almost all down.
Okay, so we have eaten lunch, and a little Miss Thing has decided she doesn't care anything about napping today. So I figure she can just help me in the garden. And I am about to finish digging up some weeds that have sprouted since we did our tilling a while back. And we did most of it yesterday, so I shouldn't have a whole lot left. But I'm working on this side. If you saw my last video, then you saw that I'm kind of doing the garden in phases, because it's a bigger garden for us this year than it was last year, by far. It's like 8 times as big or more, 10 times, I don't know. The next phase of, hold up, go ahead. It's dirty, isn't it? But the next phase of our garden is going to be our 3 sisters gardening, which is corn, squash, and green beans. They kind of all work together, build upon each other, grow upon each other. But for now, I just need to make sure that I have my soil like it needs to be, and then go ahead and I'm hoping to put corn seeds at least into the ground. And then the green beans and squash can wait a bit. They will come later, like once the corn is 4 to 6 inches tall is what I've been reading. And then the other thing that I wanted to work on was have a bunch of flowers that I would like to get into the ground, just annual flowers and their seeds. So I want to use them. Oh, Annie, this is why it's hard for her to be in the garden. She likes to step on everything green. Nope, nope, leave those alone, please. Hey, Annie. Good, perfect. So anyways, I'm hoping to use these flowers as pollinators and pretties. So I would love to get some of those into the ground to go ahead and get them growing and have some beautiful flowers to make this space even more lovely than I can already see it becoming. So I'm very excited for what our garden is doing. It feels wonderful outside right now, and I just have a little helper out here. She's wonderful too, and we're gonna get to work.
Hold that.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. You can turn your rake over. It'll work better if you do it that way.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just not with it today. I feel so tired. I'm assuming just from not having a great night's sleep, being up with Annie. Got most of what I wanted done today done. We got the garden soil and got it spread for the Three Sisters area. So the garden is, or the soil is at least ready. However, I have no idea where I put my seeds that we got at the Amish market, and that's where I got corn seeds from. So I have green bean and squash seeds that we got from the store today, but I have no idea where the corn is, and that's what has to go first. I'm afraid that we threw away the seeds from the market, and that really bums me out, but it's okay. And then I got some of the flowers planted that I wanted. I got some seeds sown for dwarf sunflowers around the border of each of these back corners, as well as some zinnias. I keep wanting to call them dahlias. It's not. I got zinnias in the center of those corners. And I also got the carrots in the ground. So we got some good things going, made some more progress today, and hopefully by the end of the weekend we will have more flowers, their seeds sown, as well as the corn. So okay, so I got away to go to the hardware store for just a few minutes, and everybody must be planting corn right now because there was no corn seed. I'm going to try one other farm and garden store here in town to see if they have any corn. Okay, so the local farm and garden store was closed. I guess they closed at 5. It was like 5:07 when I went by. And so I came on down to the Tractor Supply because they never let you down. And I went ahead and got corn seeds, as well as some potatoes, some sweet potatoes. So we already have those. I was holding off until last to do those, but I think I'm actually going to hold off and do cucumbers last, because they are such warm weather plants. And yeah, just going to go home and hopefully get these corn seeds in the ground, and then everything else can wait until tomorrow. I am done after that. For real. You put one of those in each of these little holes, okay? Just like last time. There's 1, 2, very good. 3, good. 1 right there. Right by your foot. Good. Very good.
Where?
Right there. Okay, so we are home from church. It was a really, really sweet morning and a really good time of worship with our church fam, and we just had a lot going on. It is warm, like you never can make us happy, you know, because when it's still a little chilly, we're like, oh, it's too cold to be outside, and now it's like 80 degrees and we're like, oh gosh, it's so hot. But in saying that, I'm pretty toasty, and we are now home, obviously, but I don't think that I really want to go work in the garden right now. We felt inspired after being at the baseball fields yesterday. I think we're going to go up to some fields that my mom goes to a lot of the times to walk her dog. My mom has a tee, and we have gloves and stuff, and maybe just go and, once it cools off a little bit this evening, enjoy some time together out there. In the beautiful sunshine and the dirt, and then come home, take baths, and go to bed, get ready for school tomorrow. So I'll probably touch base with you again after today, simply because there is more that I'd like to get done in the garden, and this is what I would call phase 2, and I want to like keep all of it together, you know, like each phase I want it to be all in the same video. So this won't just be like a weekend vlog. I'll probably keep taking you with me as we go throughout the week, but for now we have a wreck for a house right now. Like, it's just survival mode on Sunday mornings, and coming off of, you know, just a full day yesterday, we definitely need a Sunday reset, and that's what's about to happen. I'm going to change into some comfy clothes, trying really hard not to turn the air conditioner on until later in the year, but I'm definitely going to kick on some ceiling fans, maybe crack some windows, and get this place back in shape. So I'll take you along for that, and kind of just talk you through some of the things that I try to get done most Sunday evenings so that I feel like we're ready for the week ahead. It's nothing extensive. It's not deep cleaning. It's just the things that need to be done, and so that we feel like we are not living in chaos all the time. But yeah, I need to quit my blabbing and get around to straightening up this house. I might put in a podcast or something. I don't ever get to listen to anything really, and I find them so encouraging. So I'll share with you what I'm listening to as well. So first things first, on a Sunday or any other day of the week, I try my very best to keep our front porch looking tidy. We do not have a mudroom or really like a designated entryway in our house. The way that it's set up is when you walk in the front door, you're in the living room, and we do have carpet, so we try really hard to keep especially like muddy boots from the garden this time of year and things like that out on the porch. But I also have to try really hard to keep them looking orderly and neat and nice. Now, especially on Sunday afternoons when we come in, it's kind of just like a free-for-all, and we're like bringing all of our bags in and books in from the car and just throwing it down on the porch. And I mean, it's just, we're just trying to get everybody inside, and usually there's distraction from the playground or trampoline or family swinging by to visit after their church services have ended. It's just trying to get lunch going. There's a lot happening on Sunday afternoons. But then I also always try to focus most of my time and attention on the kitchen, because as I've mentioned before on this channel, it is centrally located in our house, so everything passes through there. It becomes such a catch-all, but also it is the heart of our home. Like, that is where all of our meals come from. That is our gathering place. That is where we host, and that is where we do the majority of life in our house when we're inside. So I definitely try to keep it, if nothing else, I try to keep it orderly and organized, and at the same time it has to get the most attention because it very quickly becomes the least organized. But specifically on Sunday afternoons, my main priorities here are just to keep everything tidy, to put things that don't belong in the kitchen back to the rooms that they belong, to get dirty dishes out of the sink, empty the dishwasher if necessary, really just make it ready for Monday morning, because when we get up and get ready to go to school, we do not have time in our house. We're not overachievers like I know some are. We do not eat breakfast before we go to school. We take it with us. So I'm usually just trying to prepare something simple in the mornings, but if I don't have an organized kitchen, then I'm just fumbling over everything. I feel like I can't make coffee. I can't get breakfast boxes packed. I can't do anything. It just really starts my week off in a frustrating way. I did want to share that I love listening to the Elizabeth Elliot podcast. Even though she is no longer here on earth with us, her family still carries on her podcast by sharing a lot of like the teachings that she did while she was here on earth. And I've always really enjoyed her wisdom and her resolve. It seems rare to me these days to find female Christian authors and speakers who have the amount of depth and scriptural knowledge that she does. Like, to me, it's just very evident that she spent a lot of time with the Lord, and that was her main priority through all that she went through in her life. And I highly encourage you to look up her story if you're not familiar. Just to still have such a love for the Lord after all of what could have potentially hardened her heart in ways that I've never had to know, or waters that I've never had to walk through. She is just such an encouragement to me because she's very black and white. She is like loving, but also, this is what the Word of God says. This is who God says He is, and it needs nothing in addition, and it has no excuses. And I just love that so much about her. Just the way that she speaks is so powerful. So anyways, I also love to take care of my peace lilies on Sundays. I try my best to keep an eye on them throughout the week, but usually by Sunday is when they're screaming at me like, please give me water. I am struggling. And I go ahead, and if I have the time and energy, I will try to like prune them and clip back some of the stems that really aren't quite as vibrant as the others, and just give the rest of the plant some more of that nutrition by taking out the dead pieces. And then I try to pick up our room as much as I can. It also becomes such a catch-all because it is connected to the laundry room. So I hang up clothes, do laundry, make the bed, obviously, even though we get in it just a few hours later, but it just feels good. One of my other favorite podcasts, now this one I will say, the voice takes a little bit to get used to, but I love the encouragement that I find in this channel, and I have from the start found encouragement. It's not been going on for a super long time, a couple of years, but she took about a year off because of some health issues. But it's just like mamas talking to one another, building one another up, iron sharpening iron, and it's not overly faith-based. It's just there's just a lot of wisdom in it, and I have always loved that one. So then I also try to do some filing and organize my desk area. My desk is also, or at least the original intention was also for it to be my like vanity area, but it just gets so cluttered so quickly when it's both that I tend to, honestly, I really don't even need a vanity area that much on most days, but I try to do a lot of that in the bathroom, and then just keep my desk for truly like home office purposes. And then yeah, usually I try to get some laundry done on Sundays and sweep the floors, and that's about the extent of my Sunday reset. Okay, so the Sunday reset took about an hour and a half. It could have been done quicker. I just kind of got distracted by things, and Rosie came home about halfway through from my granny's house. She wanted me to paint her toenails, so we did that really fast. Then she wanted to watch Rudolph, so I turned Rudolph, like Frosty and Rudolph's Christmas in July special or whatever it is. I turned that on for her, and then she fell asleep. As you saw, she was like face first on, I don't even know how she had her hands, but she was just wiped out. And yeah, she must have been pretty tired. She also insisted on wearing that princess dress. I'm sorry, queen dress. She does not, she was, anytime someone called her a princess, she said, no, I'm a queen. So she insisted on wearing her queen dress to church this morning. And I said, you know what? Rock it, girl. Go for it. So that's super fun. Hopefully she'll change before we go to the ball field, because that's going to get hot. But I think we have about an hour left before we go to the ball field, and Nicholas should be home soon. I'm letting Annie nap a bit longer, which may not be a great idea, but I kind of want to sneak in a few minutes of rest here. So I'm going to work on uploading some video, maybe watching a little bit of TV while we do that. And yeah, we'll pick back up when we get outside at the field. Hi, Annie. You want to come out here? Okay, walk around. Okay, go, go, go. Follow Nani.
There were teams practicing on both fields. Okay, Rosie, come here. Let me show you something. Okay.
Okay. Go, go, go. Run to the next one. Annie, nuh-uh.
Look at them racing.
Yeah, they're getting that energy out.
Do you want the No.
You read more than one book at a time? Okay, so it's been a few days since we've talked. If you haven't been around here for very long, I work at a half-day preschool where the girls attend, and our class has been working through some kind of little stomach bug. So that's where we've been the last couple days. Also, it's just been so warm in the afternoons. It's been like, I mean, it's a good thing, but it's been like low to mid 80s. And so I've just not really cared to, between being tired and the like heat outside, I've just not really cared to be out in the garden. But this afternoon, it's actually supposed to start raining pretty heavily around 4 o'clock, and it's almost 1 now. So I'm hoping in the next little bit I can get outside and get our potatoes in the ground. And then I also would like to put down some landscape fabric around the hydrangeas that I planted a couple weeks ago in my last video. Right now I am about to try and get Annie down for her nap and get some lunch in the oven, and then I'm hoping to head out there and have this knocked out within about 30 to 45 minutes. Under an hour is the goal. Called a trench, okay? It's like a princess moat around a castle. Water goes through. That's what our potatoes will be planted. So, what we need to do is... Oh, sorry. Yes, a little bitty potato in there. Here, Rosie. You put these other ones in the ground. These 3 right here. one of the last things I wanted to knock out during this phase was to sow some flower seeds. I went through some of my old seed boxes and found so many flower seeds. Some were annuals, some were perennials, and I know that a lot of the times they say that they may not germinate after about a year, but I thought I'm not losing anything other than some potting soil by trying, and especially if I'm able to sow some perennials that can be used in our landscaping, that would be wonderful. The annuals are just an added bonus and something that I'm enjoying in this season of life. But I went ahead and started several perennial seeds in my indoor seed trays because I wanted to give them a good chance to establish a root system before putting them in the ground. I actually didn't end up getting the mulch down like I had wanted to by the time I finished filming this video, but I did get the landscaping fabric down around my hydrangea bushes, and you know, I figured the weather's getting warmer, the days are getting longer, I'll just go ahead and push the mulching into our next video. So I'm so glad that you came along for this one. This was phase 2 of our garden install, and I just am having a really good time. I feel like this was the bulk of the work that needs to be done, and now we have just even better momentum going into the final stages of our garden install. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you later. Bye guys.